Everybody, I'm Lewis. Today we are going to be unboxing the Roto VR chair from rotovr.com. So this is my first live, and we're going to see how it goes. If you can see you in the comments, I will try and respond. Yeah, I don't know if this thing is recording or not, but we shall see. So again, we are unboxing the Roto chair from rotovr.com. This is the Roto Explorer. So I'm gonna put this thing in the view. I think that's in the view. All right, and so yeah, we're unboxing the Roto Explorer from rotovr.com. Just got this thing in the mail. It's one of the first units I think that's shipped. So we're gonna open it up and set it up and see how it works. So yeah, I hope you can hear me. I don't know if you can hear me on this thing. Never done a live on this platform before. So I'll try and respond to comments, but it's kind of small over there on the phone. So I'm gonna just open this thing up. All right. So opened up. This is the, let's see, Game Like Never Before. So we're gonna see what's in this little instruction pamphlet. And let's see, in here we have how to set it up. Looks like they both are in English. They're both the same thing, maybe. So we have this. That's what the chair is going to look like when you set it up. So get started. Okay, so I think that is what this one is. Yeah, so it's got some different components on it. We have, here you can see, it says we have a head tracker, we have a rumble unit, and safety info, and that's what the chair is going to look like when it's all set up. And then on the back here we have the build process. Kind of looks like a vacuum. So we're going to take out these components and make sure we have all these different accessories. Put this here. Alright. So first it looks like we have this. We have a pneumatic tube. It's got some extra stuff on it from the shipping container. Let's get that out of there. Okay. So this says, do not press until fully assembled. Looks like this is gonna go on the bottom of the chair to connect the chair up. Okay. And so we have a shell. This is one part of the shell. Let's see what it is. I'll say what it is, but let's just take out all the components first and make sure we have everything. We have another shell piece, two shell pieces, and we have a third shell piece. Okay. There. Okay. All right. And then what we have here, let's put this out. Looks like we got a seat. It's got a bunch of bolt holes in the bottom. Get that out of there. And okay, we have some electronics here. In this bag, it looks like we have a audio to USB-C, which I'm assuming is probably power for the headset. And what else we have in this little bag? Yeah, so they've made a 1/8 inch to USB-C, which I'm assuming this is how they're powering your unit through a slip ring on the bottom. And then we have, looks like we have a stereo cable. So this is probably actually for audio. We have a 1/8 inch to 2/8 inch ins, and I don't know what these little plastic covers are for, but we will get to that as we unbox this thing. Where does it say on the instructions what those are for? Don't quite see them on here. So we will keep going and see where we get with the rest of this process. Okay. What we have here, looks like we have, I think this is probably for the foot module. No, these are legs. These are going to be legs. There's, oh, yeah, we have an end cap, and we have a leg extension. So, we're going to put that in there. Let's just put this over here for now with the inventory. And we have another one of those same pieces. That over there. And up. Oh, we have hardware. Looks like we have some screws, we have a bunch of different screws, and we have some tools to put the hardware together, put it together. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is an unboxing of a Roto Explorer, a VR Explorer from rotovr.com. It's a brand new VR chair that you can get at home. I'm not sponsored, I'm just interested in it. I do VR development, so this is interesting for me to see how it all works. Oh, okay, so here it looks like we have the Rumble pack. So this is a Rumble unit from them, and it looks like, don't quite know what this connector is. Kind of looks like a magnetic connector of some sort. It's not anything that I've ever seen before. Doesn't connect to that. So that was an interesting thing. We'll look at that. It's a proprietary pin of some sort. Okay. And we're getting through this unboxing here. Oh, we have another piece here. Oh, this is the head tracker. So take a look what that head tracker unit looks like. We have the Roto head tracker. So it looks like it's got a no button up top, but there's a button in the middle, and there's a Bluetooth connect button on the side, and a USB. Oh, and it got some power. So we'll have to play with that when we get everything installed, everything put together. So now, let's see, we take that away. More foam coming out. Yep, more foam coming out. Going over here. And, oh, we got some more things in this box. So let's see, what is next? Looks like this is, oh, this is our foot support. So this is foot support. It's going to go on the bottom of the chair so you can rest your feet on it when you're rotating around. Over there. And what else do we got here? Oh, we have a white nondescript box that has something inside of it. Oh, we have a big old power supply. Let's see, what is this thing rated at? 24 volts, 10 amps. See on the back. And it's just got a standard connector on it. So it's good, nothing proprietary there that we have to worry about if we break anything and have to fix it. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is the it's called, it's the VR Explorer from Roto VR. Again, not paid advertising. I just bought one of these things. I'm interested in it because I do VR development. So we got a wheel. Oh, we got a bunch of other wheels. That's kind of interesting that there is one wheel by itself and a package of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 wheels, but 5 wheels by themselves and 5 wheels together, 1 wheel by itself. Don't know why they did it like that, but that's what they did. Almost done unboxing this thing, and we can get to putting it together and testing it out with my VR headset. Okay, so it looks like we have the base unit here. We have more of our legs. 2 more. These look like they have an orange dot on the bottom, which is different than the ones that we had before. So I'll show you that. So we have orange dot, no orange dot. We'll have to figure out what that's all about. And how many more of these are there? I think there's 6 in total. So we have 2 more, so that's 6. And 3 of them have orange dots, and 3 of them don't. So that's interesting. What do we have here? We have, this is the, what is this? The support of some sort. Get out of here. So this, it looks like this is the back. This is for the back of the chair. So we'll get that put together. Put that over here. Okay, what else we got in this box? What's in the box? Oh, we got a back support pad. So let's take that out of this. Doesn't look like any of these parts are really labeled with what they are. Again, this is a company that's just started making this chair for the first time, I believe, so have some good feedback for them in the future as to what they can do to make this process a little easier. So that back support, look like these are all back supports. Yep, another back support. This is more like middle. Another back is made for Meta. Okay, and we have our last back support. Okay. Put that there. And it looks like we've gotten to the main part of this thing, which is our motor unit. So this is the thing that makes this thing all turn and do all the fancy VR stuff. This is a chair for VR, so that when you are playing a game or you are watching a VR movie, it will spin and feel like you're in the experience a little more. This thing is bulky. So it looks like it's got, they have a volume knob here with it says on, off, strength, Arduino device, head tracker, little lights, got a little on, off. Let's see. We have these little orange stickers, which I'm assuming correlate to those orange legs. We have a serial number that is not really on here very well, so I'll take a picture of that. We have, let's see, other information about how this thing runs, and yeah, so it looks like those are all the components from this box. Yeah, so I'm gonna fill the box back up with our plastic that we don't need, and start to build this thing. We'll see how that goes. Let's see if I can remember how to put this foam back in so it all fits. I think I took it out in the right order. Okay. And this one is going to go here. This one doesn't seem right at all. This one goes over here. Yeah. It's like a fun puzzle. An inverse puzzle. Okay. So all those are back in there. Let's close this up. And we are going to put the chair together over there. Let's take a iced tea break for a second here. Again, if you're new to my page, I'm Lewis, Working Technology. So today we are unboxing and putting together this VR chair called the VR Explorer from rotovr.com. Alright, so let's look at this build process document. Very fancy document here we got. And it says, first thing we are going to do is turn base upside down and locate the footrest package for assembly. Using screws, C, and Allen wrench, key provided, assemble the chair legs. There are 3 orange marked ones that correspond with the marked sensor stubs on the base. Okay, so we're going to do that first. Let's see if you can see me over here. Put this here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. And we're going to tilt this down just a bit. Okay. And let's grab our hardware. So here is our hardware. And we need all of our legs. So right now we need the wheels, the legs, and the end caps. So let's grab all those, and it says to turn this thing upside down. So we're going to flip this thing upside down. Okay. Let's grab our legs and wheels. Wheels. Okay. So I'm going to actually tilt this down a little further so you can see what's going on. Okay. So here we go. Put this thing together. Okay. So let's take our first leg, and we have, let's see. Okay, so screws go on this side. Like so. Let's get our Allen wrench. Oh, it's nice. This is taped. Okay, so we have 3 size Allen wrenches. And put these over here. And it says we need the items from letter C. C here. So we're going to take C, and it looks like we're going to screw these into here. So let's just hand screw them to start. So hand screw. Alright. And is that the right size, or is this the right size? Nope, it's this one. Okay. This is going to be interesting because I don't think these are the right, and they're the right size, but I don't really like these little Allen wrenches. I'm going to go probably run and grab my Allen wrenches that I have. What size are these is the question. These are... they don't say. That's helpful. Does the inventory say what they are? Is there an inventory? There is an inventory. Oh, okay. So these are metric. So let me go see if I have a set of metric Allen wrenches. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Alright, I'm back. I have my metric Allen wrenches here. It's a little better than those little flimsy ones that it came with. It's okay. So this looks like it is... oh, these are M5s. So, got our little Allen wrench. We're just going to tighten these up. Nice and tight. And... tight. Tight. Great. Okay, one leg down, 5 more to go. And we're going to see also, before we do that, what's the protocol here. Slap that end point in and take a wheel and pop that into there. I'm going to do that after I get all these legs attached. So we'll do that in a second step. Get those legs done there. Okay. So next we have either an orange or an orange. So I'm going to take one of these orange marked legs and we are going to use that. So let's take that end cap, take this, and actually let's put it here. Line it up. Okay. So that's slotted in. Just gonna screw these in. Oh. Okay. So these are M5 screws that are going into our legs on this base unit. It looks like we have a USB-A here, and we also have some type of, it looks like that's power input here, and we have our rumble pack connector here. I really wonder what kind of motors in this thing, but we're not going to take it apart. We just got it. I usually take things apart when I first get them and break them, or have to repair things that are not really need to be repaired. So let's just go with using this thing instead of taking it apart the first time. Okay, so I have those screws nice and tight. Got an interesting little blocking mechanism of some sort over here on the side. I don't know what that is, but we'll get to that later. Okay, and let's get with our leg, non-orange dot leg. So we can go here. I think it's starting to look like a, oh, interesting. I don't know what those are for. It says pressure sensor. Oh, that must be for the shell, to tell if the shell is on or not. Looks like a captain's wheel for an old pirate ship, in my opinion. If you're watching the live and you like the live, please let me know, because I've never done one of these before, and I'll be seeing if maybe I could start to broadcast more technology-related stuff, build a following on this platform. So here we go. Screw those in, and I really apologize if you're responding to this live and I am not responding to you directly, because I wear glasses and my cell phone is all the way over there, so I can show you what's going on here, and I can't see if anybody is messaging me, but I hope you are enjoying what I'm doing here. Again, this is the VR Explorer from RotoVR.com. If you do wind up ordering one of these things, go ahead and tell them that you found out about it from me. I'm Lewis. My handle is Baraku on the social media platforms. Alright, so we have another leg here. Oh, that's not an orange one. That's not orange. Okay. But let's do an orange one and then an orange one, so we're in the right order. Orange dot. I didn't see it. Orange dot. Got an orange dot. Okay. Put that here. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Wonder if they sent me any extra screws. But if not, they're just M5 screws. Not very hard to come about. If I had to guess as to what was inside of this thing, I would say it's a slewing motor. It says on the back here, this is model number RVR-20. And it is a rated voltage of 24 volts at 9 amps. That's good, because our power supply is 24 volts at 10 amps. So that gives us a little bit of headroom there. Okay, so that's nice and tight. Tight, tight, tight. Okay, and we have our next non-orange leg support. Great. Plastic is a little tight around this thing, so let's, don't want to have an issue there. Don't like that. That's, and okay, that's in. Screws. Okay, so almost done with these screws. That one doesn't seem to be threading right. Okay, no. That seems strange. Let's just check out the screw and see if it's the screw or the threading. Having a hard time with this one screw. Okay, we got it. So let's tighten it up. Pretty good construction so far. Only criticism is the serial number is kind of falling off already. Otherwise, it's pretty good. So let's see. Have this all nice and tight. Okay, and we have our last leg. We're on our last leg. The more you watch me, the more you'll see I have puns. Okay, let's put that there. Oh, wrong side. And there we go. Okay, great. And let's get this in here. And this screw. Great. Okay, so those screws are in. Let's give them a tightening. And let's tighten it up. Tighten it up. And tight. Okay, so all my screws, let's go back one more time, just make sure everything is tightened up. Tight. Tight. And tight. 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 Oh, that's tight. Okay. Tight. Tight. And tight. Okay. And one last set here. Tight. And tight. Okay. So now the next step is to put all of these wheels onto this sucker. So I'll start here. Slap that in there. And take our wheel and seat it in. Great. Okay, that was easier than I thought it would be. It didn't quite click in. I thought they'd click in, but I guess it's kind of nice they don't click because then you can remove them. Okay. So we have all of our end points. We have our bag of wheels. Maybe this is my wheelhouse. Huh. Okay. Sorry. Again, more dad jokes. I'm not a dad, but I got the dad jokes. Alright, so those are in, and inserted. We have one last one. Okay, so those are all in. And the next step is now place the safety covers on the legs, matching up the lines and of the stickers. So great, so we're going to flip this thing over. Okay. So I'm assuming that's the back, or it could be the front, I'm not quite sure. But we have little buttons here, and I'm going to take this off. We have a little slip ring here up. Okay, I can see the different connectors. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to take this, put that there. And let's see where we're going to actually put this thing. I think we're going to put this probably like here. It's a good place for us to live, just for now. Alright, so let's take our first shell piece. Let's see what it says here. So, line up the stickers. Okay. Doesn't really make any sense, but we're going to try. And I think now Actually, this is the front. And it's saying I should line this up. Like that. Looks a little different than the picture, but I think this is making sense because we have little divots here, and these divots seem to fit in between our legs. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Take this last shell piece, wedge it in here. I personally think, there we go. Okay. Alright, so that's on there. Take it off if we need to. Okay, yeah. Okay. So that's there. Alright, next is to mount the footrest and seat. Align the cutout with the connection panel on the rear. Do not screw in yet. Okay, so we are going to take this piece of the footrest. We have our footrest here. It's interesting what that is. Oh, we'll get there. So it says line up this hole in the back here with, I believe, there's a hole on the side here. And we're going to line that up because that's our pass-through for our cables. Alright. And it says do not screw that in yet. So the next thing to do is to mount the rumble pack to the back of the seat base using screws B, ensuring the Roto logo is facing forward. Alright, so let's get our seat and our Roto rumble pack. We have our seat. So let's get this thing mounted up. So we have our seat. Great. We're going to see where we mount the sucker. So it looks like we have a cutout wedge here. And that cutout wedge is going to be facing this direction. And it says we are going to be using screws in B. B screws. Okay. So how many screws are there? There's 4. Yep, 4 mount points. Up and confirm. Yep. Connection's magnetic. Alright. So let's get our B screws. What do these? These look like M4s maybe? Yep, they're M4s. They have a nice little Allen wrench that came with those, so let's get these all screwed in. I'm actually going to oh, that's a really tight piece of plastic. It doesn't really quite go through easily. That's okay. So let's get this one in, get the first one seated so we can easily screw in the rest. Come on. There we go. Is that actually going in? Yeah, it's going in. Okay. So that first screw is seated, and the rest of them look like they're easy to line up. So we're going to get 3 more screws to put into this sucker. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So let's screw these down. Let's make sure they're aligned. Not quite sure I like how tight this thing is. It'd be nicer if this plastic had a little more leeway so these screws went through all the way without needing to screw the plastic as well. It's just a very tight tolerance. But it seems to be working okay. So that one's going up. That's caught on something. What do we call it? Okay. Interesting, we have all these other bolt connectors on the bottom. I think they're probably for arms on this chair. They're load-bearing supports. I kind of like that. It means I can build my own pieces for this thing, especially if they are standard-sized bolts. And I see how this is going to connect. Great. Okay. So that... Nope, I am wrong. I don't see how... Oh, I do see how it's going to connect. Diagram is just a little confusing. Okay. So those are all connected up. And the next thing we're going to do is it says, mount 2 cable clips to the seat pole using screws. A. Attach seat pole to the underside of the seat using screws D as shown. Cable clips facing the rumble pack. Okay, so that's what those little plastic pieces were that we didn't know what they were initially. I'm going to move these little pieces over within arm's reach as well so that I don't have to move while we're building this thing. Okay. So these, in this little plastic, these are cable clips. So actually, and in the meantime, I'm going to just clean up this plastic, start in the box here for a second so it's easy clean up when we're done. Da-da-da. Okay. Okay. So we have these cable clips are going to go on, it says, the back side of this sucker. Oh, here we go. I had 2 holes in the back here for the cable clips. And let's, so it's going to face that towards this. That's going to go here. We're going to take our cable clips, and they're going to go on the back. So, we need, what kind of screws for this one? Those take the A screws, little tiny screws here. So, I'm going to put this into here first so we can get it to go through. Again, super tight tolerances. It's okay. That went through. Another one into this cable clip. Come on. Okay. And what are these? These are these M4s as well. Yeah, those are also M4s. So we're going to screw this in. Can't quite see what I'm doing here. I'm just attaching this cable clip on the back. So we're gonna make sure these are horizontal. And that's screwed in. Go on the bottom now. Okay, so that is screwed in. Not quite tight yet. Interesting. I would also expect these to have some type of alignment tool so that they would stay horizontal, but there's none of that. That's fine. Okay, so now we are going to turn this around. So the cable clips are facing our rumble pack. And it says we're going to use the screws from D on these 4 points here. And D are these nice and large screws. I think these are just also, what are these? These M8s? M5s. No, more M5s, but they have a nice bolt top on them to keep things in, and it looks like they also have some Loctite already sprayed on them, so can't quite see, but there's blue on these screws on the threads, and it looks like Loctite. So we are now going to screw this thing down. Let's just put the screws in first so we can center it up, because this thing is going to rotate. I don't know how fast it's going to rotate, but we want to make sure we are at center of gravity as much as possible when this thing rotates, so we have the best experience and we don't wear out the motor. Why is this one not threaded as well? Ah, that is interesting. This one is off center with the plastic. That's not good. It's not good at all. Let's unthread these and let's see what we can do here, because this last screw looks like it's not quite aligned with the rest of our base. Yeah, it's not quite aligned with the rest of the base. That's going to make things a little bit more difficult. That's okay. We'll make it work, but it's not going to be as elegant as I would like. Okay. So what you can't see here, I'm going to show you on the live here. So I don't know if you can really see inside. We have our screw here, screw here, screw here, and screw here. But you can't really tell is this screw, see how it's not quite lined up with the thread of this hole? Means that it's a little harder to get the screw into there. So we're going to have to finagle this plastic. The question is, where is the plastic mounted to on here so that I can maybe move it a little bit? I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to have to just force it. So, all right. You know what? Screw in these other ones first and use them as leverage. Because all the other holes are aligned pretty well, except for that one last one. It's kind of interesting. So again, if you're just tuning in, putting together a chair from Roto VR. This is the VR Explorer. Alright, so where'd my third screw go? Oh, fourth screw? There we go. Okay. So we're gonna So this is disappointing that this is not connecting as easily as I would have expected, because this is not cut quite right. Yeah. All right. So hoping we were going to be able to build this thing without having to modify anything. It looks like that might not be the case with this. So let's take a look. How is this plastic cover connected? Seems like it might be glued on. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's definitely glued. And there is a piece here that is not quite lined up. So, right back, I'm going to grab a soldering iron so we can melt this a little bit and make it work. So if you're just tuning in, I would suggest not doing this at home. This is a trained professional, been doing this stuff for years. And what I'm going to do is modify this piece a little bit. That's why it's good that I have a tool that can do it. So let's plug this in over here and hopefully not piss off my power. Okay. Let this heat up a little bit. Let's put this silicone mat down so we shouldn't burn anything. Okay. So we're going to let it heat up a little bit. And we're in the middle of putting together this Roto VR chair from, I guess, Roto VR. It's a Roto VR Explorer. So yeah, I gotta cut this part out of the final unboxing and setup video because it's not really what they want me to be doing because I gotta fix this. This is soldering iron heating up so we can melt some plastic so we can line up our holes properly. So this hole here is not quite lined up, so let's just start to work this plastic a little bit. Probably should be wearing a mask. Alright. So now we've made that hole bigger. So we should be able to now mount our piece. Unplug our soldering iron. We're going to move this out of the way so we don't actually burn ourselves or set anything on fire. Alright. So, a little iced tea. Okay. So now we've made that hole fit. Much better. Okay. So let's try that one first just to make sure that we... Yep. Now we are in business. Line these up. So I'm going to let them know that their QA is not perfect. Alright. So, where's my Allen wrench? So here it is. So let's tighten these. Let's make sure they're nice and centered. Yep. Alright, so we're going to go and tighten that. Let's just get them all kind of tightened down before we really tighten this sucker. Okay. Okay. So this is our first pass of tightening these screws with it vertical, and then we're going to go in and we're going to really crank down on these and make sure that they are in there. Good. So one round and too tight. Okay, that's in. Screw tight this one. This one. And that is in there. Maybe give it one more tightening. Make sure we're good. Okay, that's good. And let's go. One. And let's do one more tightening. That's nice and tight. And let's bring this over here so we can see it and make sure we got it all tight over here. And okay, almost one more turn. Okay, so now that is all put together. And what do we do next? So place a seat unit onto the base and screw in place with the locking screw F. Locking screw F is here. It looks like that's the back. Okay, so we are going to take the locking screw out, I believe, first, so we can put this thing onto there. Locking screw F. We're going to take this, place it onto there. Let's go around this side. We're going to screw this into place. Line it up. That is lined up. Okay. Now what do we do? Assemble the backrest as shown. So we're assembling the backrest. And I see how this is going to go here, and this is going to connect up to that. Nice. Okay. Okay, so the backrest is now time to assemble. And of course, they don't tell you exactly what screws you need. Interesting. Interesting choice of not telling you that part once we get to this part of the assembly. So we have our backrest and our backrest pieces. Let's take a look at how we're going to assemble this thing. Looks like we're going to go from smallest to largest, and we are using this Meta sticker as our base for the bottom one. And I'm assuming, let's see, how is this? So that's bending backwards out. So this is going to go on like that. So take this first one. It's going to go here. And I'm assuming it's going to be these these E screws. Because we're running out of screws, and it doesn't look like it's going to be these giant F screws. So put that in there. Okay. We're going to get all the screws in, and then we will tighten them all up once we have everything seated properly. Is it right where we're being back? Yes, okay. Alright, you know what? I'll just tighten these down. So these are the M4s that are going in here. Oh, that's what those big screws are for, is to connect this back to this. And it looks like there's a puzzle on my screen. Didn't know you have to solve that during a live. Okay, interesting. Damn it. Alright, so... Hello. We are building the Roto VR, or the the VR Explorer from Roto VR. So there we go. Just putting these screws in here. Okay, those are screwed. Let's screw this one in. Doesn't look like there's any up or down on these. So just kind of get them put in here. I don't think there's anybody watching this at the moment, but that's okay. This is for posterity, for Roto VR, so you can see what's going on when someone puts this thing together, how long it takes. Not bad construction. The spine here is metal, and these pieces are plastic. They are definitely injection molded. You can see little sprue pieces. Really need to invest in a set of Allen wrench screwdrivers that are metric. My current Allen wrench screwdriver set is Imperial. Well, that does not help, considering most of the things I do these days are in metric. I'm just monologuing. It's nice to monologue as you do some work. So I was doing other work, and I was using Claude version 3.5, and I have a pro account, but I ran out of queries until 2 a.m., so I'm just kind of killing time until I can log back onto that and finish up the work that I was doing. Alright, that piece is tightened in. We have, this says Roto on it. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of reflective. So make sure to mount that the right direction up. Otherwise it'll be the offage. Or offer, or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Alright, so that screws in. That screw is in. Screws in. And screws in. So I'm going to tighten these screws down. Do appreciate the tolerances on here so the Allen wrench doesn't get caught as you spin it. It's kind of nice. Okay. If anybody's curious what this thing is, it's called Maverick. It's it's an art installation of mine. Okay. There we go. Okay. Almost done with these screws and almost ready to put this thing together. And you know what? I revised what I said. It does say on here using the different screws. I don't know how I missed that. I guess I just wasn't reading thoroughly. It does say use the screws from B and then use the big screws from E on mounting it to this. It's like close to 2 a.m. where I am, so it's kind of late. That's probably why I missed it. Okay, so we got these big old screws. This thing, and these are that. All right, so we're gonna go over here and screw this in. Two of these screws so we can seat it properly. That's interesting. This is not quite as aligned as I would have expected. We're gonna have to talk to them about the QA here. Not as good as I would have thought for this thing. This thing is threaded strange because it's not getting all the way through, so these threads are catching, which is not letting me have a nice flush connection with the back of this device. So we're going to unscrew this one because this is the one that's being a pain. Okay. Just switch sides onto the side of this thing so you can see what I'm doing. So this back screw on here is catching. So this is now seems like a common problem here. I've had now 2 screw threads on this that have caught in weird ways. So I want this to be flush. Seems like our bottom screws are floating, which is good. The top ones are not quite the same. better. So that's not going anywhere. All right, so what's our next step? Our next step here, what does it say? Next step, connect the cable from roll pack to the base. Okay, we did that. And connect the magnetic cable connector from the roll pack to the control panel on the seat pole. What? One of these things, I'm assuming. So how does that connect to that? Connect the magnetic cable from the connector from the roll pack to the control panel port on the seat pole. Rotate this around so we can see what we're looking at. And need some light because I can't really tell what's going on here. So that's Quest power. Connect their own pack magnet cable from the control panel to the port on the seat pole. I feel like that instruction is wrong. I'm gonna look here. So that's gonna plug into this. What is that connecting to? Because that doesn't make any sense to connect that to anything. So, to make the roll pack feature work, you will need a pair of wireless headphones. Okay, well this thing doesn't make any sense. That's fine. So, what are we gonna do now? I think we're gonna plug it in. I think we've done all the things. So we're gonna plug it in. We're gonna see what happens. I'm going to move it a little bit so we can have it here. Okay. Let's get our plug. Okay, I'm going to plug this thing in. Into the wall. Now let's plug in this power pack into the unit first. these instructions are lackluster. Any instructions on this thing? No. Okay, so where does our power go? Great. Where the fuck does our power connect? Oh, it connects there. Okay. So we're gonna feed. Okay, that's plugged in. Let's plug it in, see what happens. Move you there and on. Why are you yelling at me? Why is it screaming at me? Okay. Let's see. Caution, all 3 base covers need to be in place for the chair to operate, otherwise an alarm will sound. Okay, there we go. Alright, well, it's turned on. We're gonna scan the QR code here and see what that does, if anything. Just set page. That's PDF. Is there an app? Let's see. Let's connect the puck. Charging the head tracker. Head tracker colors. Okay, so let's get our head tracker and looks like we need to connect this to our system. So there is a little button here for head tracker. What does green mean? Flashing green, paired and ready. Okay, so head tracker wireless charge when stowed. Okay. Flashing green means paired and ready. If head tracker LED is blue, simultaneously press the button. Okay. Once paired head tracker is flashing green, then use a head tracker to control the functions of the chair as follows. Okay. Head tracking mode. Ensure safety sensor is covered. Ensure the safety sensor is covered by your head or hand. Press the mode button to activate the head tracking mode. When pressing bass sounds 2 beeps, calibrate head tracker will flash blue. Rotate. Oh, mode buttons on the side. Okay, seems like it's working. Let's take a seat and see how it feels. Stop moving. Okay. It's a little jerky. Let's change the mode. Let's go back. It's not bad. Curious how this is going to work in VR. Also, we can program this thing to take controls from an app. Alright, let's try this mode again. Okay, this is interesting. That's good torque to it. Question is, can we make it go smoothly? Alright. It's a good test for today. Thanks for joining me live. Again, I'm Lewis. This is my channel. This is the VR Explorer from rotovr.com. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me, and thanks for tuning in. See y'all later. I don't know how to stop this. Yes? No? Does that stop it? How to stop it? Okay. No.